Good evening. It has been a long 6 weeks happening. I'm your host, Mr. Pineapple, aka Terrence Ramses. It's been a long vacation, a much needed break from the podcast. Summer vacation, had to go and get some fasting in. Just recalibrate some things. We back in this month of August, third quarter, going strong. There's a lot of different things this month that's going to be covered. We're going to be covering, and this is going to be a phenomenal live. If you haven't got on this live, I want you to really tune into the type of live this is going to be. This is going to be very informational, very informative, very practical, to the point, and there's a lot of steps that you're going to have to follow. Okay. So what I've been doing, in these last 6 weeks, have been brainstorming, reading, and praying and fasting on the direction of what the Royal Blossom Company should be going through as far as production. We're in the next 12 months where we're going to be. Same thing with the podcast, working out some podcast software, just doing things behind the scenes. I'm just very excited about what's about to happen in this month of August. But without further ado, I want to go over a few things with the RBC brand, okay? So, let me go ahead and put that QR code. I still got my QR codes and stuff. All right. Gonna go ahead and go to the website, www.royalblossomcommunity.co. And we're gonna go ahead and play a video of the Royal Blossom tank tops that's coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Feeling the heat? Why not look just as hot? Fresh, breezy, and built for island life. Our tank tops got you covered, or almost. Grab yours now before they're gone. Limited stock, mad deals. This is your chance to level up your style. Cool looks, hotter prices. Don't wait. Shop now today.
Yeah, man. So we got those tank tops still on pre-order. We got a new promotion. We got a few new promotions, okay? So the newest promotion is mix and match any bucket hat, dad hat, snapbacks, all of them. Mix and match 5 for $100. And you're going to get free shipping with that, okay? So the promo code is automatically added at checkout when you add all 5 of those hats. Again, it don't matter which color scheme, don't matter if it's a visor, it doesn't matter if it's a beanie. Mix and match 5 for $100. The promo is going to automatically add at checkout, okay? So get your orders in www.royalblossomcommunity.co. And I want to also talk to you briefly about this private label, okay? So the new private label company that I'm working on is called Fashion Silk Pay Loft. So we're going to be able to have the ability to private label for other brands, businesses, cruise ships, anything that you need as far as custom orders and designs. Me personally, as a designer of my brand, I would be a designer of your brand or your logo, your t-shirt. It comes with a lot of different services, Pantone colors, comes with one-on-one coaching as far as what to do and what not to do with suppliers, color coding, tech pack creation, pattern making, cut and sew method. So many different services that come with this private label. Okay, so I've been working on this since the beginning of the year. Had a couple of successful clients that are happy with the work that they received. So if you know anybody that needs custom shirts, custom jeans, custom dresses, and all of that, I will make it all possible for you. Okay, we'll give you a timeline, we'll drop a contract, and what we can do from there is sit down and go over all the details. I'll draw everything out on my sketch pad and on my iPad, and we can just go from there. Okay, so I want to also go back to the fashion brand or whatever. So I want you to go ahead and go to the website, place an order, www.royalblossomcommunity.co. You want to go ahead and get one of these amazing tank tops out there. It's hot. Okay, so this is one of them right here. So this is the Blooming Lavender Rose. So I've been doing some things. I've been traveling, marketing, and promoting this non-stop. So it's a little wrinkled, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm still just gonna continue to promote it. So this is gonna be A razorback for the ladies. Okay, so this is going to be $30, $29.99. So if you buy 2 of these, there's going to be free shipping that comes with this. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and get the suite 3 for $80, and then we're going to do another promotion. I'm going to come up with another email tonight with a special promotion for people that place the order for 3 or more tank tops. There's going to be a special promotion for that as well. So let me show you some of the hats that we have. Okay. So we got the green leaf right here. That's the dad hat, the vintage dad hat, which is very popular. It'll go with one of the tank tops that you saw Patrick that was wearing in the video as well. It's called the green leaf. This one is called the Caribbean base rhythm. So it's the roster colors with the black base, red pineapple. Okay, this will go with the Caribbean base rhythm tee. And you got the passion red right here. It can also go with the tanks and go with the Dragon Culotta tank top as well. We got the pistachio right here. No. This is the ocean blue. I'm sorry. This is the ocean blue / aqua blue. Deep soul for the sisters, because a lot of our women like to wear the denim type of hats. The dark denim as well. So we also have a lighter denim right there. That's one we call the deep soul sister. That's what that one is called. And you got the Caribbean based rhythm white. Okay, Caribbean based rhythm white. Okay, so you got all those hats. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 hats, all $400, and that's free shipping. I'm gonna do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any of those hats. Same thing with the buckets. Mix and match 5, 400. I'm gonna do it even one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mix and match any of those hats, no matter which combination it is. 5 for $100 plus free shipping. Free shipping started today. Okay. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring on this phenomenal guest. I had the pleasure of knowing this gentleman. We was just talking about this today, and we just been catching up. You know, it was the first. He's the first man that's coming back on the podcast. This is the part 2 of our series. We're gonna do a series of this, and the funny thing is, before we started the show, we was talking about it, and this is another friendship that we have held for almost 20 years. That is a long time to be still connected with somebody, still close with them, still able to, chat with them on business and personal, and may not talk every day, but it's like we picked up where we left off. And he's doing some great things out there in Volusia County, and I want to go ahead and play this next video. I'm going to go ahead and play this for Tax Tuesday. I'm going to play
Hey,
the
what's
first
going
one.
on, everybody? D-Bond coming to you, bringing you your tax tip on Tax Tip Tuesday. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of quarterly tax planning. I'm meeting a lot of people, interviewing a lot of people, and they're getting caught off guard with not getting enough taxes taken out of their W-2, their paycheck. It's important to meet, and it's important to evaluate how much taxes you are paying quarterly, so you're not caught off guard during tax season. I'm running into a lot of new people that are saying, man, I didn't pay enough in taxes, or I filled out my W-4 wrong. This is why it's important to meet with your accountant quarterly, so we can go over different strategies to pay less in taxes, i.e., if we need to shift some income somewhere, if we need to take advantage of new tax credits that are coming down the pipe, or just make strategic purchases. So remember, quarterly tax planning is important. Do not wait till the end of the year to see how much you're going to owe, or wait till the next tax year to see how much you're going to owe. Meet with your accountant quarterly, meet with your tax professional quarterly, so you can come up with a strategy to not give the IRS all your money. Remember, I give you guys these tips so you don't pay Uncle Sam a tip. Over and out. Happy Tuesday. Hey, what's going on, everybody? D-Bond coming to you really quick. bringing you a tax tip on Tax Tip Tuesday. I want to talk to you guys about the invisible tax. The invisible tax is inflation. We were taught that a penny saved is a penny earned. But I'm going to be honest with you, a penny saved is a penny depreciated. A dollar saved is a dollar depreciating. You are losing at least 2% of your value of the dollar a year. So if you save a dollar, it's going to be worth 98 cents in a year from now. So you want to beat the power of inflation. Ways to do this is to invest in interest bearing accounts. If cash is king, then interest is the crown. So you want to look at ways that you can employ your money and have your money work for you, whether it's investing in real estate, investing in stocks, investing in businesses, but you want to beat the inflation tax. That is the key. We see right now groceries are more than ever. Houses are more than ever. Everything is going up, and you have to keep up with inflation. So you want your money working for you, invest your money. Let's beat inflation.
That boy be bringing down that knowledge, man. He be bringing in that knowledge. So without further ado, we're gonna bring him on, Mr. Darrell Savings Bonds and Loans himself.
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing?
Oh man, I like that. I like that nickname.
Yes, sir, man. He's over there. He's out there. He's on the S&P 500. You ain't know that.
No,
He's
listen, let's go.
you,
We speaking all that. Hopefully, everybody tuning in can be there too.
yeah, man.
That
So
that's that's why we do this. You know.
so so give the people a little bit about yourself and how we know each other, and then we gonna get right into the to this segment about these the credit and everything and taxes and
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, brief background. If you don't know already, I'm an accountant. I do bookkeeping and accounting for a lot of small businesses, a few NIL athletes. Teach them how to, strategize and save on taxes, manage their books, get their back office in order. I know you probably can't see the back, but a lot of small businesses, one of the things that they lack is a proper back office between, like HR, management, accounting, bookkeeping, banking, credit. Like there are a lot of things that, small businesses like they don't necessarily pay attention to. They say small businesses fail within the first 5 years, but it has nothing to do with the product or service. Like it has to do with pretty much all the back office stuff. Yeah, I mean, the management of finances, the banking relationships, the HR process, the hiring process, the, legal, like a lot of stuff, we don't necessarily talk about that as well. But, so I help people, structure their business and manage their business and their finances and get them up and running to where they can sustain and grow and they're able to scale. So how we know each other is, we were actually business partners in an e-commerce business together. We did e-commerce. I remember when you was at Cookman. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean you were a student at Cookman. We were able to kind of transition out of that. You bridged into the entrepreneurial life. We had to do some things where we partnered again. Got your credit right because I also, help people fix their credit and attain business funding. So we were able to do that. And like you said, we talked about before the podcast, man, 20 years strong, pretty much is how it's been. So that's a little bit of background. Originally from Philadelphia, moved down here to Florida. Weather spoiled me, and now I'm out here in Volusia County. Yeah, weather definitely spoiled. You know how it is, Jersey. You know what I mean? So that weather spoil you a little bit. So
Yep.
you never get used to the heat. But listen, I don't miss the cold at the same time. So I don't miss shoveling snow, warming your car up for 20 minutes, scraping ice off your windshield. So Florida's my home and just happy to be on a podcast. Like I said, I appreciate you, man. All the things that you're doing with the podcast, with the clothing brand. I actually need that the Rasta hat, the black one.
Black
So
one.
I saw you doing that. Yeah, I definitely need that. So we definitely gonna connect on that. I like that one.
Absolutely, definitely, definitely. So yeah, and yeah, the Florida heat been a little different these last 4 years after the pandemic. It's been okay. It hasn't been that bad. It's just the
Yeah,
heat over
yeah, oh,
4 years. It's been
yeah,
hot.
bro. It's still been hot, bro.
It's
Like yeah, it's definitely been hot. Like since we've been in school. Like since we've been at school and now, like I don't know if it's because They knocking down more trees, they building more development. Like, because I've been trying to analyze it. Like, why does it seem like it's hotter? And now I'm like, maybe it's because they knocking down the trees and developing more, and it's more open space, and it has to be something with that, bro. Because it definitely wasn't. It was hot, but it wasn't this hot when we were in school.
No, definitely wasn't that hot. It's ozone gone, but it's all good. So tell
Yeah,
people,
absolutely.
so tell the people about the credit. And we left off on the first segment um, about getting your credit right, repairing your
Uh-huh.
credit, and how to repair it. But we didn't get
Right.
a chance to really get into the secondary bureaus. Can you go over to the secondary bureaus a
We,
little?
we 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 didn't touch on that. So basically, when and I'll try to be fast because I know we were long winded before, but a lot of people just know about Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Those are the bureaus that everybody knows about, but there are secondary bureaus that people don't know about. Whereas that actually house your information. Where Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they'll actually they pull a lot of the information from. Like, so you have LexisNexis is one of them. So if you've done anything in life, like LexisNexis is pretty much like, well, how's that information? You have check systems, you have Innovis, you have Sage Stream. These are some of the secondary bureaus. Like check systems is like if you ever go on a bank and like sometimes you try to open up a bank account, the bank is using check systems. They're checking to see if you had any fraud with any accounts, how many bounce checks you have. Like, so that's a secondary bureau. That, I mean, so you think like, oh, okay, when people say they're pulling stuff, they're pulling it from these different secondary bureaus. So a lot of times when people are want to dispute items or they want to fix their credit, you want to freeze these secondary bureaus, because now that when you go to dispute with the bureaus, they're going to check systems. They're going to LexisNexis. They're going to Innovis. They're not going to the actual creditor. They're going to these housing facilities and these housing bureaus to see if your name is in that system. So when you open up a bank account, guess what? The bank puts your name in check systems. So instead of the credit bureaus going to the bank, they're just going to go to check systems. Now they're going to see if you really had that account you're disputing. They're going to go to Innovis. They're going to go to LexisNexis. So, if you say, okay, you had a bankruptcy or anything like that, like you're disputing a bankruptcy, now they're going to go to LexisNexis. So I always tell people before, the first thing you do when you want to repair your credit, we're going to jump right into it. The first thing you want to do when you repair your credit is you want to pull your credit report and you have your credit profile. First thing you want to do is if you look at your credit profile, you have multiple names. So it's probably like, Daryl Bond, J Bond Jr., Daryl Jerome Bond, XYZ. So you want to get everything to one name. So you want to dispute all the erroneous or alias names that's on your credit report. You probably have multiple addresses because you lived in multiple locations. So one of the strategies I tell people to do is, if you can, eliminate the address that has the most basically negative items on it. So let's say, for instance, most of the negative items came when you were in college. So what you're gonna do is if you pull your credit report and you see the Daytona Beach address on there, I mean, I'm just kind of going off of what we did with your credit report. Your Daytona Beach address is on there. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dispute that off. I don't live there. I need that removed from my credit report. Yeah, I mean, so now it's easier for when we go to dispute these negative items, that negative item that has that address associated with it is no longer on your credit report. So not only is the address that the account's not associated with, that's off your credit report, we're going to freeze the secondary bureau so they can't even verify that you had the account. So once all these items come back, like, oh, we can't verify that you lived here, because that's one of the things. We can't verify that you even had the account because we froze Innovis, we froze SageStream, we froze LexisNexis, we froze these check systems. Now all of a sudden they can't verify the information. Because they can't verify it, they have 30 days to verify it. Now they can't verify it. They basically they have to remove it from your credit report. And let's say they do come back and verify it. There's over 30 something categories that you can dispute on your credit report, from the wrong amount, from the wrong address, to the wrong close date, to the wrong open date, to, like, there's so many categories. The wrong reporting date, they had a late payment, the wrong date that you paid. Like, there's so many things that you can attack. And that's why it's important, annual credit report .com. You can pull one free credit report from the bureaus a year. So, I mean, even that, I would just get that report, because, let's say Credit Karma, they let you look at your credit score and give you a highlight of your credit report, but you kind of want the report side by side so you can see how Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, how they have different amounts, different dates, different this. So if they have all these different dates for these accounts, somebody's wrong. So now we go to dispute. Okay, now I'm analyzing my credit reports. Let me see what's different on my credit report. Let me see what Experience reporting as opposed to TransUnion. And if something's different, that means something has to be wrong. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dispute. Yeah, because we had the right to dispute. It's not just for me to say, how do you know that stuff is right on your credit report? How do they know it's right? It could be human error. It could be a glitch in the system. You see, Experian, or what was it? TransUnion just got sued for breach of, client data. So how do I know, with all these glitches and all this, hacking going on, why wouldn't I look at my credit report to see what's wrong? Hey, guess what? I know you missed the payment. I get it. I know that, oh man, it's probably right, because I have been missing it. But make them prove it to you. Like, at the end of the day, like, why wouldn't I dispute? If I know that I'm trying to buy a house and I'm 50, 60, 70 points away, and I see negative items on my credit report, why wouldn't I try to dispute it? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not gonna get too long-winded on it, but it's like, yo, you can dispute it. But before you dispute, freeze the secondary bureaus. Don't try to get anything while we fixing your credit either. Like, that's like a mistake I see a lot of people make too. Like,
Okay.
they like fix your credit. Oh, let me try to get this credit card. No, we're not trying to get nothing. We're in the process of fixing it. You know what I mean? So don't apply for no credit. Don't get a new car. Don't get, this. And then, once we start fixing your credit, the negative items come on. Then of course about trade lines and stuff like that. But I always tell people, don't really do the authorized user trade lines until the negative items are removed. Trade lines are, I call it the cologne or the perfume. After you showered, washed up, got dressed, now you put on the cologne. Now you put on a perfume. That's when you add the trade lines. That, like, so a lot of people just be like, oh, you add a trade line on there and boost your score 100 points, 50 points. Yeah, but a lot of these banks are hit now. They're not looking at your score. They're looking at your profile. They want to see if you got a strong credit profile. They can care less about your credit score now. So now you can have a 700 credit score. I have people that have 700 credit scores and get denied all the time because their profile is weak. They have one credit card and a authorized user trade line on their credit report, but the bank is like, that's not enough info. You need some substance. We're not just going to give you $10,000 and you got a $400 Capital One credit card. That's not enough responsibility. They say a blessing given too soon is not a blessing at all. You know what I mean? So if I give my daughter a car at 12, yeah, it may look like a blessing, but she doesn't know how to drive. So now that blessing becomes a hindrance or a curse because she could get in an accident. She doesn't know how to drive, but I gave her a car. No,
It's
but
a
she
good
can't
point.
handle the car. You know what I mean? She can't handle the car yet. So that's not a blessing. You know what I
Got
mean? So you have to look at it like the banks looking at it like that too. They've been burnt by the housing market. They've been burnt by the crash. They've been burnt by people. Like, they're not, you can't just go to the bank and say, give me money. It's not it's not like that. And it's not 2008, or it's not before 2008. It's now you have to be proactive in building your credit profile. So even if it's opening up a secure card, even if it's getting a couple, adding, getting a family member to add you as a AU authorized user on one of their credit cards, and then you go open up, a credit card and start building. It's building blocks. So, let's fix your credit first, and then once we fix your credit, we add the trade line on there, and now from there, you can do what you want to do. Like I know we talked even before we got online about business funding. A lot of people struggle with business funding, so that's kind of the next play. Like a lot of people, that's a sexy topic. Everybody likes talking about the business funding. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is cool. Like, I mean, I had business funding. As you know, I had the Toro business with 6 cars, 7 cars. I actually had to get funding from a few different banks. But that like all that's a stair step. All that is once you start fixing your credit, build relationships with the banks, build relationships with multiple banks. I know people like, oh man, I've been banking with Wells Fargo for 20 years. That's great. And keep banking with them for 20 years, but also build a relationship with Truist. Also build a relationship with PNC. Also build a relationship with Bank of America because they do the car financing under your LLC. Truist, like I mean, so I just give you some hacks now. I'll just start dumping. You build a relationship with Bank of America. Bank of America will let you refinance your car loan into your LLC name after 90 days if your credit's good. So a lot of people like banking with Bank of America because they let you finance in your LLC name. Um, PNC is giving a $20,000 business credit card at 0% for 18 months. So you want to build a relationship with PNC. Truist, they have they have a business credit card. They're giving you anywhere from 10 to 20 at 0% interest for 12 months. And Truist has the lowest of them all. They take a 630 credit score. But just know that minimum scores give you minimum amounts. So you always want to be above the minimum. Don't just go in there like, hey, I got a 630. Can I get a business credit card? You know what I mean? Like you want to be 680, 700. So they'll give you the max amount. Yeah, I mean, if you go in there with a 630, all right, cool. Don't be surprised they give you $5,000. And they be like, D, I thought you said they was gonna give me 20. No, you got a minimum score. You know what I mean? So like all that plays into the part, but you want to start building the relationships as we start fixing your credit and as you start fixing your credit. Like you can't, I know people, oh man, I can fix your credit in 30 days. Like, listen, it took you more than 30 days to mess it up. It's gonna take you more than 30 days to fix it. So I would take the next is we talked about it. It's the middle of the third quarter. Halftime is over. It's the middle of the third quarter. It's time to now draw up some plays to get back in the game. So now it's really about execution.
Okay.
So
So
if
let,
you do a little bit every day, like, now we go into it.
so let me ask you a question about the secondary. Let me ask you a follow up question. So
Talk to
now,
me, talk to me.
so you say the secondary bureaus are like the housing for the your
Yeah,
information, personal car
yeah,
insurance, and all that.
all that.
So after you unfreeze it, do you dispute it with the second? Do you dispute that information with the secondary bureaus too? How do you do that?
You so you can. It's the same process as if you would to dispute it with the primary bureaus. You can dispute it with the secondary bureaus. It's more of a process because they do have like proof. Not saying like you can get it off. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm actually still in the process. I'm working with like a software to actually dispute with the secondary bureaus now. Like, I don't want to talk too much about it because we still kind of working out the kinks. But for the most part, you want to few like in the meantime, you want to freeze the secondary bureaus because Equifax TransUnion, Equifax TransUnion and Experian, they're on like those are the main ones that any person is going to pull from. You know what I'm saying? Like so if you buying a house, if you buying this, those are the main ones. And then everything else is just an information houser, a data houser for that. But yes, you can dispute and get stuff off of LexisNexis and CoreLogics and Innovis, and you can do that. So the same way we would dispute with the primaries, we dispute with the secondaries too. It's just a little bit longer process. That's why it's important to freeze those because we know the trick to, the main. where they pull the data from is if we freeze the secondary ones, it's going to be that much easier to get them off our primary credit bureaus.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's talk about a little bit of the business funding. So how does the business funding how does that tie into your personal credit? So explain to the people of how that goes hand in hand.
All right, so all right, so your business credit is separate from your profile, but in the beginning, when you're building your business credit, you can what they call a PG, which is personally guarantee. Personally guarantee is basically you co-signing, you the owner are co-signing for your business. So just like let's say personal wise, you were trying to buy a car. You know what I mean? And they say your credit's not strong enough to get a car, you need a co-signer. So
Okay.
now you got to go to like mom, auntie, cousin, whoever, your wife, your spouse, your husband to get a co-signer to co-sign for this loan.
Okay.
So just in case you default, now it falls on a cosigner. Same thing with business funding. Like when you're going to these places and trying to get business funding, like a lot of times your business profile, because your business has never had credit, is new, they want a cosigner. So you can either build your business funding or business profile from scratch, which takes time. So a lot of people don't want to wait a year. They don't want to wait 2 years, 6 months, a year, 2 years to build their business credit profile. So the shortcut to that, what we call fast track, is if you can personally guarantee the money. So if you have a good credit profile, like so let's say for instance you have a 780, but your business doesn't have credit at all, you can go in and say, I'm the owner, I'm gonna PG this. The good part about you PGing it is because it's a business credit profile, they'll pull your personal credit, but if they approve the business, it's not going to show on your personal credit. So you'll get an inquiry. So let's say we go to Truist. We go to Truist. Truist is like, all right, based off your credit profile, we're gonna give you this $20,000 business credit card. But Truist pulls from TransUnion. So they're gonna pull your TransUnion account. They're gonna see you have a 780. They're gonna approve you for 20,000, but the 20,000 is not gonna show on your personal. It's only gonna show on your business profile. It only shows on your personal if you default. So if you don't pay the money back, then they report it on your personal credit. So a lot of people like PGing, personally guaranteeing it, because you don't have to really build. It cuts the line basically. Like the fast pass to Universal, I don't have to wait in the line.
Okay.
I'll pay the extra the extra $50 to jump to the front of the line because
Okay.
I don't like waiting in line. So if you don't like waiting in line, you have a you know, 50 credit score. You can go on the Truist, PG the money, and now yeah, I mean, Pineapple has $20,000 with Truist. So that's why a lot of people, that's how your personal credit ties in with your business credit, because you can leverage your personal credit profile to get business funding, and that's what a lot of people do. And then if you really want, to get, funky, you could get what they call term loans. You can get business loans along with business credit cards. You can get lines of credit if you've been in business, 2 years or more, like depending on the bank. So, the more products you have with a bank, which is good too, you also have relationships, but you also, the longer you've been with a bank and the more products you have with a bank, like is they work on a point system, so they give you more money. So if you have a car loan with Bank of America, you have a personal credit card with Bank of America, you have a business credit card with Bank of America. Now when you go to get a business loan, if your name is good at the bank, they give you more money because they work on a point system. So as long as they see they're giving you money and you're paying it back, they're willing to give you more money. So that's why it's important, just credit profile and profile in general. Like we call it, OPM, other people's money. Now, I mean, how you scale your business the fastest is you use other people's money, whether it's the bank's money, whether it's investors' money. Like that's why people get investors. That's why Amazon, anybody that's like you have people that's raising capital, you have group funding, like you need to pull resources together. You know what I mean? Like we look at it like some people look at it as a bad thing. Like we were taught growing up. I know I was taught growing up that, credit, we only use credit cards for emergencies. But as you get older, you realize, reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, like I mean, A Smart Investor, like you realize there's good debt and bad debt. When you talk to people that never own businesses, you understand oh, that's why you saying credit is bad because you're buying liabilities with credit. You're not buying income producing assets with credit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you want to leverage credit to buy income producing assets. You want to buy credit to scale, invest in marketing, invest in, invest in like that's how you scale. So either you could do it with your own resources or you could leverage credit because you could do it faster. And
Yeah.
then you figure Truist is giving you, let's say Truist and PNC. So one of my clients literally got 45,000 messing with Truist and PNC. So they got 45,000 and they have 18 months, 12 months to pay it back, 18 months to pay it back. Even if, let's say, worst case scenario, you get $20,000, you have 12 months to pay it back. I'm pretty sure you can figure out something in 12 months. If somebody gave you 20 bands, I'm pretty sure in 12 months you can figure something out.
And I'm doubling that in 12 months. But
You understand?
hmm
So it's just about, like, listen, and we talked about it earlier on the call, and I'm not trying to dump too much because I really don't have too much time. But
gotcha.
there, there's never a money problem in life, man. It's only an idea problem.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because there's infinite amount of money. Like, so if you have a money problem, you have a money shortage, it's because it's a lack of money. It's the idea. You need to come up with an idea. And then with all like chat GBT and all this, like, yo, you just need to ask the right question. Like, oh man, I don't want to even talk about this, like, the AI situation. But a lot of people, we talk about, AI is gonna be replacing jobs and stuff like that. Like think about what we doing right now. Like, yeah, the AI is gonna be replacing jobs. And I talked to a few people about this. AI is gonna be able, AI is never going to replace the conscious thinker, in my eyes. If you do a task and you do like task and your job is task oriented, AI is replacing you. But to the conscious thinker, I don't think AI is replacing them. AI is going to help them. And when the massive layoff happens, because we know it's coming, because these companies are still kind of trying to systemize the AI, they haven't completely systemized it yet. Like you're seeing companies lay people off, but they're still trying to, they're the Titanic, meaning that it takes a while for the Titanic to turn to switch directions. So they're still in the process of systemizing the AI. But
Yeah.
once they figure that out and the layoffs happen, what are you going to do to be in position to employ these people
Got you. Let
or
me.
help the small businesses because there's going to be an influx of small businesses that's starting up because there's going to be a job shortage. So if you have a 2 to 3 to 4 year head start, like, why wouldn't you cater your business model to helping a small business? Because the small businesses is going to be the ones that need the help.
It's true. Let me ask
Know
you
what I
another
mean?
question. Let me ask
Uh-huh.
you another question. Does like with business credit cards, do they work the same way as like a personal credit card to where you get increases over time, like you paying it back every month? Do they give you an increase like that, or you can request an increase? Does it work the same
Y-
way?
Yeah, yeah, it works the same way. So you can get a increase, but what a lot of people do is they get another card. So like, all right, so let's say for instance, like because they have multiple cards, like like credit cards are tiered. So a lot of times, like once that 0% runs out, you know what I'm saying? Now it shoots up to 20 some percent like a regular credit card. So you want to use the money while it's interest free. You see what I'm saying? Like, so we can increase the credit or we could just find another bank or get another business credit card. Yeah, I mean, and just use that business credit card like we would a normal credit card. But while that interest rate is so low, or at zero, you basically have free money. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like so now you had Truist, you had PNC, or you have, Bank of America doing this over here, and now you have the money at 0% interest. So now we figure out what we can do with 20,000 at 0%, because that's going to yield us the most amount of money. And now when that 0% is up, we make sure that money's back and we put the money back. And now we just go get another business credit card or get some sort of other funding at a lower, percent.
Hmm.
So they call it, credit card stacking. So it's not necessarily increasing that amount. It's about getting multiple cards from multiple banks that, they call it the secret lenders list. But yeah, but you know what banks pull from which bureaus, and who's offering a promo at 0%. All right, let me go to Kennedy's Credit Union, Kennedy Space Center Credit Union, because they also have a business credit card product. And they're also offering 0% for 6 months, maybe. So now we go to that bank, build a relationship with that bank. That's why the relationships are so important. Like we talked about it, we've been friends for 20 some years. Like relationships are important. Guess what? At once, I mean, I did your taxes. I fixed your credit. I mean, you gave me clothes. Like, I mean, yeah, we stayed with each other for a little bit. Like, it's relational commerce. Like that's what me, dudes, Johnny. Like that's what we used to call it. One thing that you could never go broke on is relational commerce. Some people so broke, man. The only thing they have is money. Sometimes you need that relationship. And it's important to build the right relationships. Like everybody want to be self-made. No, I don't want to be self-made. I'll be glad to shout somebody out. Hey, I'm glad this person helped me with this. This person helped me with that. Like I don't want to be the man. I want to build men.
Community and team building is that's
Community and team building, man. Like forget all that. Like I ain't trying. Oh man, I did it on my own. Like oh no, I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I'm just trying to make it and help other people make it. I don't want to be by myself. I mean, at times I am a solo soldier. But at other times too, like, what's up, man? Let's go ahead and collab. Let's build. Let's build some legacy. Everybody partners.
okay. What's the name of the business credit bureau?
Would you say? Oh,
What's
oh man, you got me drawing a blank. The Business Credit Bureau. Oh man, I definitely you kind of do that from the side. I do know that. What is it? You know it?
the business credit bureau is called Duns and Broadstreet.
No. Oh no, Dun and Bradstreet. But then it's your paydex score too. And then that
Pay that
generates your payback score. Yeah, yeah. So you got Dun and Bradstreet, and then I mean you want to get your payback score up to 80.
pay that
Like
score.
that's yeah,
How do you
yeah.
do
So
that?
your payback score is your business credit score.
How do you do that?
So basically you gotta start adding stuff to your business profile. So you have what they call like net 30 accounts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you had the Quills, you had the True, I mean the U lines, you had the, like a couple gas cards. I had like a Wawa card, 7-Eleven card. I had the Quills, the U lines. There are a few different credit like business credit net 30 that you can add onto your profile, but you want to get your profile up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it's just like building your personal credit. Like how you had a Capital One card, you have a Discover card, you have, like all these different, Credit One, if you're starting out, like Capital One has multiple products. You have the Quicksilver, you had a Venture, you had a Spark, you have all these different, types of tiers of credit cards. You want to add as many business credit stuff onto your credit profile to get your credit score up. So it goes from 0 to 100, like a hundred being the top. And the good thing about business credit too is that basically it doesn't work like personal credit, meaning that if you max it out, with personal credit, if you max it out, it affects your credit score. Whereas business credit, if you max it out, like so, let's say we liquidate the whole 20 bands or the 20,000, we liquidate the whole 20. As long as you're making a payment, it doesn't affect your credit score. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people like business credit too. So as long as I'm making a payment, it's not gonna affect my credit score.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So when you're doing a business credit, like so when you building business credit and using business credit to to fund your business, to get inventory, to buy a car, buy a building, whatever you're trying to finance. So now getting into your other arena. So how would you incorporate those write-offs using from the business credit
Oh, I mean, it's all right. So with as far as tax wise,
as far as
it's
facts?
I mean, listen, anything. So I want you to understand what the IRS considers business funding, or a write off. Anything that is ordinary and necessary for you to achieve income is a tax write off, and you determine whether it's ordinary and necessary.
Okay,
So yeah, I mean, like, so if you need it, so ordinary, meaning that if anybody, let's say you were getting it for pineapple, Royal Pineapple, right? You getting clothes or inventory. If we write that off on your taxes, anybody that's in that industry, because what happens is when you register your business and you get your EIN number, every industry has what they call an NAICS code, meaning that it's that code that tells the IRS or that tells people exactly the industry you're in. So when you do your taxes and you put I'm in online clothing or merchandise or online retailer and it has an NAICS code associated with it when you do your taxes, everybody in that industry should have the same expenses. Or it shouldn't, that's ordinary. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say, I have a clothing brand, but I got personal training write-offs that I'm putting on my credit report. That's a red flag. That's not ordinary. You know what I mean? So you want to have ordinary expenses that the ordinary person in that industry has.
okay,
And then necessary, meaning that you need it to make money. You know what I mean? And you determine that. So now it's like I need this to make money, and basically I can. So now I write it off on my taxes because it's essential. So now when you're getting this business funding, now you're buying supplies and all that. All that's a write off because it's ordinary and necessary for you to make money. Even if you took a loss that year, you took a loss that year, and that's a legit loss. Like the IRS knows that you're going to be taking losses in business. It just comes with the breaks. Like they know the first few years in business, you're going to be taking losses. And they know typically, like, you could take losses the first 3 out of 5 years in business. So out of 5 years, you got to at least profit two, or they'll consider you what they call a hobby. The only exception to that is like real estate, because they know like real estate people depreciation and stuff like that. Like, I mean, a lot of real estate people take losses. Like that's the benefit of real estate. You know what I mean? Because you're providing housing, so they kind of leverage, the government doesn't want to supply houses. So anybody that generates business, like that's why business owners and stuff get tax breaks, man. They don't want to take care of the citizens. They rather the business owner help. So if you're providing a house, you're providing whatever, you're running a business, that means you're employing people. That means that's less we got to take care of the people. So to incentivize the taxpayer or the taxpayer that has a business, we're going to allow you to take these write-offs. That's part of our incentive to you. You're providing clothes, you're providing employment, you're providing these employees are paying taxes. So it's like the circle of life, basically. The business owner fuels the economy, like they're the heartbeat of the business, always has been. Like you look at it like, and like I said, I'm not trying to get too much down the road, but you know, when they made the tax laws in 1776, I'm from Philly, so the Sixers. But like basically when they did the Declaration of Independence and all that and the Constitution, like when they made all these tax laws and they did all this, 99% of the people were small business owners. They were welders, they were carpenters, they were accountants, they were bakers, they were welders, they were whatever. Everybody had a business. So
Okay.
when they made the tax laws, they were made and geared to benefit the business owner. So
Okay.
now you fast forward, mostly everybody's an employee, but they never changed the tax law. So who still benefits? The business owner. So employees don't reap the benefits because the foundation of the tax law was built for the business owner. That's why it's important when if you're not investing or you don't have a business, you're getting hit by taxes. And that's why I tell people over the next years, you want to invest or you want to start a business because now a lot of the things that you do normally, you can incorporate that into your business and it becomes a write off. My cell phone is in my business thing. I mean, I'm doing business right now, but it's also in my business name. So guess what's a write off? My cell phone, my internet, my home office, driving back and forth to see clients. I write that off. You know what I mean? You have to buy merchandise. You have to use internet. You had to buy web, you had to buy podcast equipment. All this is a write-off. Like, so why wouldn't I do something on the side?
Last question, and we gonna close out because I know you gave a
Okay.
lot of information.
Right, right, right,
My
right. I ain't
last,
gonna do a lot.
it's all good. You got you got to get it out. You got a lot of stuff to say. So my question to you is, as a business owner in this 2025, how do you capitalize on being an investor, business owner, and taking advantage of business credit under this new administration?
Oh man, well, he passed a big beautiful bill for one. So I mean that's gonna benefit you. I'm not a fan, by the way. I'm not saying that like I'm a fan. But what I'm saying is if you're an investor, you know Bitcoin is where it's at. You see Bitcoin's going up. Like you see all the indicators. You see the AI revolution is coming. You see like the job market's about to be in shambles. So what I would like you see it. So what I would say is I would find something that you're good at. Find something that you would want to be passionate about, and I would cater that to the small businesses and the small businesses that are about to come on down the pipe, and see if you could service a lot of these small businesses and getting up with the technologies of AI. I would learn some AI and then help small businesses systemize somehow, some way.
Okay.
I think that's honestly the smartest play. I mean, that's kind of how I'm leveraging. Or if you're not going to do that, we always like, to the students out here, we need electricians, we need welders, like we need plumbers. Like
Mm-hmm.
AI ain't replacing them.
Can't.
You see what I'm saying? Like like it's so many. Like if you really think about it, like it's gonna be so many opportunities to make money. Like I know people scared of like AI's coming and XYZ. So you just have to really think like, how do I pivot? You
Right.
can't be comfortable. Like you have to ask yourself, how do I pivot? Well, how do I pivot and what's happening? How do I start catering my message and how do I position myself? All right, cool. I don't have any money. All right, cool, no problem. We all right. We know the money's not scarce because they're making it every day. Like what happens is most people go to the ocean with a teaspoon. Your ask is too small, so it's money out here. So I have to figure out how can I add value to the marketplace somehow. Like how can in this economy? I mean, yeah, man, look, they just came out with like Chat GBT 5 today. I logged in a Chat GBT and it's like Chat GBT 5. I was already paying for 4. So they updated like 5 today. So like literally you can go in there and be like, based off my skill set, based off my profile, how would you make money and start asking the right questions and execute? Like not just acquire the knowledge. Like a lot of people just consume, consume, consume. No, how about you acquire the knowledge and take a little bit of action and then try, fail, and adjust, try, fail, and adjust. You can't steer a parked car, but the faster you drive the car, the easier it is for the car to drive. Like, so you had to move forward. So once you get the knowledge, apply it right away. Like I was telling, my son the other day, yeah, listen, the difference between, me and a lot of people is if I read a book, I read chapter one and I'm applying chapter one. I'm not waiting to read the whole book. I read the book. Chapter one said do this. All right, I'm gonna apply this because I need to know if it's gonna work for me. All right, chapter two said this. All right, cool. I'm gonna do what chapter two said. I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. Let me come up with that. And that's how I retain the information. And that's how you try, fail, and adjust. And that's how you get nice. And that's how you do this. Now, I know you done read the whole book. I know I'm only on chapter five, but I guarantee you I understood that book more because I done read it and applied it already. Y'all just consuming the information. So if you know, all right, yo, they told me to do this, they told me to do that. All right, I'm gonna work on this. Even if it take me a week, I'm gonna work on this. All right, I did that. That didn't work. Let me adjust. Let me tweak some stuff. All right, now chapter two said build on this and do this. Right? When you used to be in school, what they used to tell you to do, you used to read a chapter. Then the teacher used to say, you're going to go home and you're going to do the odd numbers first. And we're going to come back and we're going to go over the work. So now Tuesday come, you did the homework. Now the teacher, you done corrected your answers. And what does she do? She sends you home to do the even numbers. So now we come back Wednesday, we done worked on the even numbers, done did those corrections. Now what happens? All right, cool. You're gonna go home, you're gonna do the practice test. We still on chapter one, by the way. So when Thursday comes, what happens? She gives you a pop quiz. All right, cool. We're gonna take a quiz because we're gonna see how much y'all know. We still on chapter one, by the way. And then Friday comes in and it's the test. Then from there, we move on to chapter two. So literally, you have to. It's what Bernie used to say: transfer learning,
Transfer learning.
right? Bernie used to say that transfer learning. Like so, now you got to equate that into all right. All the stuff and the discipline stuff I used to do in school, I got to be disciplined in my business. I got to take what I'm learning corporately or in a job and understand how they implemented systems and how can I implement that in my business. Why did they make the schedule the way they did? Why did they hire this many people? Why did they do this? I'm not going there just for a paycheck. I'm asking a question. Why are they doing it? Listen, man, it's the people that know how that work for the people that know why. The people that know how will always work for the people that know why. And you got to ask yourself why and then start implementing because you already know how. I mean, you could take what you're doing in a corporate job and say, how can I do this on a smaller level? That's all I did. I worked corporately and I said, how can I take what they're doing corporately and do it for small businesses? That was my business model. I'm not telling you nothing I didn't already do. This ain't
Okay.
something I learned on YouTube. This ain't something I learned anywhere. This is legit. How can I do what I was doing for someone else and do it for smaller individuals because it's going to be an influx of people that have businesses?
Gotcha. Okay. So tell the people how to find you if they want to
Man,
get.
it's the Instagram and Facebook. Daryl Bond, my name. It's that simple. I'm Daryl Bond on Instagram. I'm Daryl Bond on social on Facebook. And my website is info at chance 2 solutions or no chance2solutions.net.
Or
So
you
it's
can scan the
chance a
QR.
chance to solution or scan a QR code. It's going to take you to the landing page. And then I also have a book, Checkmate, Position Yourself to Win a Credit Game. That's on Amazon. You can order that. I actually dropped the price. I believe it's $7.99 now on sale. And be on the lookout. I'm coming out with a tax savings playbook as well for creators and small business owners. I'm gonna teach you how to save on taxes and maximize your tax savings.
All right, that sounds good, man. You got if y'all want to hit him up, contact him. He'll answer. He'll respond. If you can't reach him, hit me up. I'll reach him the best way I can, and we'll just go from there. So, in closing, knowledge, the application of knowledge is power.
Hmm.
Not just having knowledge is power. Not sitting on it is wasted knowledge.
Definitely
Um,
don't sit on it.
don't never sit on it. So I hope this information has gave you some insight on what you need to do in your business. Uh, Light fire under yourself. You got about 5 months left of the year. Take advantage. Do
Make
what
it
you need
count.
to do. Make it count, and we just gonna go to the top. As I say from every podcast, you just don't know what angle we coming from. We're gonna also have another phenomenal guest next Thursday at 7:30. Until next week, we're gonna see you later. And also don't forget to go to the website www.royalblossomcommunity.com. You got the mix and match promo 5 for 100 hats. And we're gonna be there's another promo that's gonna be releasing tonight, early tomorrow morning. I hope to see y'all soon. Until next week. We
Appreciate
out.
you, T.